This is exercise number 19. Get ready. Start. Sir, as the Honorable Minister has already made it clear that this bill has been brought forward for our consideration after due consultation with the central trade unions, and this bill has been necessitated by the fact that the amendment in the Industrial Disputes Act in 1982 excluded the workers in hospitals and other educational institutions from the purview of the Act. This means that a hospital or an educational institution cannot be called an industry, and if it cannot be called an industry, all those who are working in those institutions cannot get the benefit from the Industrial Disputes Act of any kind. So, naturally, something has to be done for all those employees of such institutions for the redressal of their grievances. It is exactly for this that this bill has been brought before us for our consideration. As regards this bill, there is a provision for setting up of a grievances redressal authority and appellate authority in all establishments for the redressal of industrial disputes. As regards the collective grievances, management councils are proposed to be there. Naturally, this has to be done by the employers or by those who actually are managing those institutions. If the government is the proprietor, then the government has to do it. If it is a private hospital or a private educational institution, whoever is the employer has to do it, and doing it has been made statutory. By this bill, it will be the bounden duty to evolve such machinery for redressal of the grievances of the employees and other employees therein. So, since this bill has been brought forth in consultation with the concerned central trade unions, there is not much to oppose the content of this bill. We can, of course, earnestly hope that, as contemplated in the bill itself, very soon these appellate authority or grievance redressal authority or management council will be established in all such institutions so that all those who are working therein may be able to get their genuine grievances redressed. As a matter of fact, last year our CGHS doctors went on strike in Delhi. Similarly, the PCMS doctors in Punjab also went on agitation. Somehow these doctors, whether it is this state or that state, have been agitating and going on strike. Why do they go on strike? As a matter of fact, they do not enjoy the right to strike, just as university teachers, about whom I made a special mention today only. Again, they are going to agitate. Why do they go on strike? Although they do not have the right to strike, why do they go on strike? That is what I am saying. You listen to me. They go to strike compelled by circumstances. When they are not able to get justice, economic and social, due to them, then whether you give them the right to strike or not, whether it is on the statute books or not, the workers, the wage earners must take that action ultimately. You cannot check them, and you have not been able to check them. After all, you have to come to terms with them. An agreement was signed. An accordant was there in the case of university teachers, but that accord was not being implemented as yet. Those university teachers and employees are also covered under this bill. That is why I am mentioning this. As regards doctors, of course, much has been done to give them justice. Still, they are not happy. It is the attempts of the government to keep the medical institutions, the educational institutions, free from conflict as far as possible, so that they do not have to agitate every now and then, and there is an alternative mechanism provided for where they can take their grievances. As regards individual grievances, of course, you go on strike for collective grievances, not for individual grievances. The grievance redressal authority for the appellate authority that is being provided for is all right. It is only in the case of collective grievances that trade union activity comes into the picture, but that also comes into the picture if necessary. Otherwise, if the collective grievances can also be met through negotiations, through arbitration, and in other ways, then the question of direct action may not arise at all. So, at least so far as individual grievances are concerned, this will go a long way in settling them and keeping the working force happy. As regards collective grievances also, I personally think that the mechanism that is now being provided for will go a long way to eliminate conflicts. What I mean to say is that so far as hospitals are concerned or educational institutions are concerned, I would request the government to make all possible efforts to extend the justice due to them. They must have justice if they can get it like other personnel in services. Stop.